Hello, hello, hello. It's story time. Get this light fixed a little better than that. Listen, I just want to say hello and get ready for my theme music. I have a good one for you tonight. Coming to the stage is Mr. Garry Miller. It's his time to shine tonight. Yeah. New York in the building. Hey. How you doing tonight, Garry?
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. The song says it's your time to shine. Woo. All right. We're going to get ourselves ready. We're going to have a good time tonight. New York City in the building, y'all. Yeah. Mr. Miller, it's your time. Yes, it is. I like to give people that opportunity to know it is their time to shine. I want to say thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to have this conversation with you.
All right.
Your day been going good today?
Excellent day. I was off today, just enjoying the weather out here, and that's it, really.
So New York City, I didn't realize you were from New York. I'm a native from New York, Harlem. I see that you are from the South Bronx. Now, I'm not gonna hold that against you because my first husband's from the Bronx, right over there in Lambert Project by the zoo. But I'm
Uh,
gonna let you slide since you come from the Bronx,
hey,
and then you moved to Buffalo, New York. That's cold up there, huh?
yeah, cold, lots of snow.
Wow. I've never been to Buffalo, Syracuse, and none of those areas up there.
Yeah.
And but I know that it's always been like you're talking about feet of snow. What's the highest amount of feet of snow that you can recall when you were growing up there?
In '94, they had a big snowstorm where it was 5 feet, so we all had to like help shovel each other out. So that was the most snow I had ever seen in my life.
Wow, wow, wow. I remember when I came up in New York City and we had to go to school. Like I look at these kids here, if it's 3 inches, they shut the schools down.
Yeah.
Inches. I'm like, what's this? We went to school with snow up to our knees. I
Mhm.
mean, we had to go. We had to walk up a couple of blocks, catch the bus, and still go. I was like, wow, they shut these cities down in the country. Where you live now?
Excuse me. I'm in a town called Covington, Georgia. So it's like 35 minutes from downtown Atlanta, depending on traffic.
So does Atlanta shut down with a little bit of snow?
Oh hell yeah! Like an inch of snow will shut Atlanta down. An inch
I mean, it throws the whole city off.
off.
We had a situation here when we had a bad snowstorm. I kid you not. I kid you not. And it literally was like I normally on a bus route stayed about 30, 40 minutes away. That particular day, we had about 2 inches of snow. That ride took every bit of about 6 hours.
Okay.
The city was shut down. I mean, it was unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. The schools, the kids didn't get out of school till about midnight. I mean, they didn't know what to do. So it's amazing how equipped the cities are in the big cities opposed to down here in the country. Now, how
Yeah.
you like it in Georgia?
I mean, I've been here since '06. So I had lived here before, but on and off. But I've been here since '06 to currently. So I actually like it. Um, I mean, there's some things with it. I think that if someone was to decide to move out here, I would say there's two things. Either you're coming here with a good job and you're transferring, or you're coming here with some money in your bank account. I think if you come here like that, then you will really shine out here.
Now, I know when you went to Atlanta, you did something really, really big. You went there and you enrolled in the Navy.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that for a minute. That was about 1997, and I know you served time in Iraq, freedom, to tsunami relief in Indonesia, and Hurricane Katrina with the relief, man. So before we go into how you came to the rescue for so many people, let's talk about who was Ace. Was you somebody who dreamed about being in the Navy when you was a little boy?
No, really not. I really never saw myself joining the military because I always heard older black men when I was a teenager say I would never join, no offense to anybody, a white man's military. I always heard that. And um ironically my stepfather, he was a Vietnam vet, and I seen how he was affected. But what happened was I couldn't find work. And I had no type of jail or anything like that on my record. But I couldn't get no job for some reason. And I was looking around for jobs, and every time I would go to interviews and stuff like that, I would never get picked up. And so finally, my mom was like, "You know what? Come with me." We went to a mall out in Decatur, and took me to a recruit. She didn't tell me. We went to a recruit,
Wow.
and she's like, "Can you help my son get a job?" And the recruit's like, "Yeah, man, we got lots of jobs for your son." So I was mad, but then I was trying to get a correction officer job out here in
Hmm.
Decatur,
Hmm.
and it didn't pan out because they had a lot of things going on. Come to find out, like it was some dirty stuff going on with the overall sheriff of the jail, and he ended up killing the new sheriff coming in. So I happened to be, when I was going for the corrections test, a lot of that corruption was going on right then and there. He was hiring nothing but family members and friends of family members, and so
Wow.
I didn't get hired on, and I was upset about that. So that's when my mother took me to the mall and got linked up with the recruiter, and it took me like, I was mad at first. I was mad at my mom. I was mad at my stepdad. I was mad at my family. They was all like, "Oh, you should go. You don't have nothing going on." But then finally, I made a decision. After like 3 or 4 days, I said, "You know what?" I was like, "F it. I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna join." And I ended up joining, and I left out around November. No, I left out around late '96. And
Wow.
yeah,
So let me get this right. Your mom took you to the mall. You thought you were going to do some applications and you wanted to go into a recruit.
yeah.
So when did you realize what was happening?
I mean, she took me directly when we pulled up, and I see we were walking, and we were walking towards where it says Marines, Navy, Air Force. Like they had the titles up there. I was like, what? I was like, what? We walked.
How old was you?
I was uh I was 21, just turned 21.
So you knew exactly what you was reading. So did you turn to her and say, "Mom, what's going on? Like you want me to enlist in the military?"
Yeah, and I joined, and that was actually my first job. My first job was a military job.
So you walked up to the office, caught by surprise. When you went in there, you was receptive once you realized what was happening.
I was, but then it was like I was semi angry. I was like, "Yo, like you just put something on me." But I think my mother foresaw something that I didn't see in myself, or
There they go. So keep talking about that. There goes that knock at the door. I'll be right back. Tell them what happened.
yeah, and I think she foresaw something that I didn't see at the time, which was, hey, you a smart, intelligent young man, and you have potential to be more. And I guess she thought of the military, and she brought me there to them. And I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't just like on hold, like, yeah, I'm gonna join the Navy. I rebelled against it because I was pissed. But then after like maybe 4 or 5 days of thinking, I just said, you know what? Why not? I'll give it a try, see what happens. And that's how I end up joining in '97, and end up going to boot camp and all that in Chicago, and then Great Lakes and all that, and then end up going to a ship called the Eisenhower 69. And ironically, that's That's my zodiac sign, Cancer 69. So, it all like ran true. Like, the 69, the ship was the 69. And then I ended up working on the flight deck. Like, when I saw movies, I saw the people on the flight deck. And I was like, damn, that's what I'm going to be doing. Because I actually did do real well on the ASVAB test. So actually, they picked the job for me. Now, when I first joined, I did get an offer to go on a submarine. But when I had joined, the Russians had just had a submarine they lost with the guys on there. So I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do a submarine, even though they were gonna pay me more money. And sometimes I think to myself like, damn, what if I had joined the submarine? I wonder how
Wow.
much my life would have been. But I wasn't ready to do that. So going on the
So
cap.
I had a couple of people on my live from different branches. I always ask them. So if someone asks you about which branch, are you partial to the Navy?
I mean, I would say if you want to travel, the Navy definitely where you want to go. Because like some people just join the military to get away from home. Like when I joined, I'm pretty sure it has times have changed. There's a lot of people that join because they're rebellious. They don't want to. They don't want to do their daddy's business, or they're tired of listening to their mama, so they just want to get away from home. Then you got other people that just want to travel. They want to see different countries and states and stuff like that. So the military is good for that. And then you have the rare few that they might want to learn something that they feel they can't learn anywhere else. Because they may not have the money. They may not have the money or background to even get in that field. But I say those are three reasons most people join the military.
And I always hear like rave reviews about how it's such a great opportunity for stability in life, for that guaranteed, you know, benefits and everything. If you finish and you are honorably discharged, you're set for life. You don't have to worry about health benefits. Most people get houses, and yeah, there's some other things that come along with it because a lot of times some people wind up with PTSD and they have traumatic experiences. But other than that, a lot of it is always good. Do
Yeah.
you think it's worth it to go through the traumatic experiences that people go through? Do you feel as though
I,
there's
I honestly believe in the last couple of years, I honestly believe that I think every man and female should serve the military at least 2 years. Kind of like how Israel does. I think you should do at least 2 years in the military, or at least a year, somewhere around there. That way you get a feel for it. You have a better understanding of your country, and you get that you get that training to break you back down to what you should be or what you should be striving for. Because I think, especially in the black community, we lost a lot of honor, we lost a lot of respect. We don't know where we're going, and a lot of us are in survival mode. So I think the military will help you get out of that mindset and say, hey, even if you don't like it, those men and women will put you on the right perspective and say, yo, I need to better myself. And I think the military will do that for you.
and there was a time that they would not take a woman's only son. How do you feel about that policy where they don't allow a woman to lose her only child, so that person is exempt? Do you feel as though that should not be in play?
I think that's legitimate. I mean, I was raised old school, so like everything with a man deals with his last name. Like my last name is Miller. If I have children, they represent me regardless. Even if they didn't have my last name, they still represent me. At the end of the day, what I present as a man reflects them as children, and them as children, whatever they dish out on the world, it's gonna come back on me. They'll say they're the son or daughter of Garry J. Miller, A star. That's what they're gonna say. So you know, I can understand why they don't want a woman's last son to go into the military because he's actually representing his father. On some standpoint, he's representing his father's last name, and he's the last survivor of his genealogy per se to carry that name.
Yeah. And I remember my brother not having to go for that reason because he was my mother's only son. I was kind of glad about that. So, Ace, tell me, come from a small or large family?
Oh, well, I'm the baby of four children. I have an older brother, oldest. I got two older sisters. Um, and yeah, I'm the baby of the family.
Wow. And so you wind up getting married. Talk about that for a minute.
Uh,
When was it that you met your wife and had a child? Give us a little bit of that history for one moment.
uh, well, I met my ex-wife when I was in the military. I met her. She worked for Omni, and they flew out. They flew out military people to different areas overseas, and I happened to meet her. It clicked. I think I was 32 at the time. She's a year older than me, so she was 33. We both didn't have children. Um, so it looked like a good match. Start talking to her, and we clicked. It started out kind of like a friendly chatter, and then it grew, and then finally we actually linked up, and then later on we got married, and we had our daughter Brielle.
Wow. So I would love to know. So you've been divorced for how long?
Ooh, probably about 9 years now.
And are you still? You have a daughter or a son?
I have a daughter.
So you was you happy to have a daughter? Sometimes I know men they want to have that son to carry their
I
name
mean,
out.
I did want a son. I did. I think all men want a son. And like I said, that's that pride. That's that, to carry the family name. He's gonna represent you. Da, da, da. But I was happy to have my daughter, and I love her to death.
I know you probably spoil her rotten, and she's spoiled.
Yeah, I just paid some money, like literally yesterday, for her to take cheerleading classes. I had to pay some money for medical to get her a physical. So yeah.
That's really really cool. So later on, you started working with. I see you work with the airlines, and you a lead sheeter for grief. Is that what it says? Sheeter, a
Uh,
lead sheeter.
right. Yeah. They make
So what is that?
they make drums. And with the drums, they put like peanut butter, they put gunpowder, they put medicine in the drums. So a lot of those drums get shipped all over the world or whatever company needs it. So I'm the lead sheeter. So I take the paper, I cut the paper, bring it to the different spots where they turn that paper into a drum. So I'm the lead sheeter.
I thought that was grief for real. I was like, grief. He's a lead sheeter for grief. I was trying to figure it out. I was like, what the heck is a lead
Supposed to be
sheeter?
rife, but
Yeah. So you're 5'11", 210. You got the pretty locks. How long you had your dreadlocks? Or your
Uh
lock? They don't like people call them dreadlocks. But how
yeah,
long you had your locks?
I actually haven't had that long. I probably had it about 4 years now. So since about 2017.
You enjoying them?
Yeah, I actually like it. I like them. I'm thinking about cutting them off, but
Really?
yeah, I'm thinking about it maybe.
Why?
Uh, I just wanted to experience it because every time I try to grow my hair, it was always something I had to cut my hair. So this time around, I had like that freedom to grow my hair and like experience it and enjoy it because it always was like something was against me growing my hair.
So if you do cut them, you know you can keep them.
Yeah, I heard. I
You can
heard.
keep them and then put them back in if you decide to do that later on. So just make sure you keep them if you decide to cut them.
Okay, yeah, that's a good idea.
And that way you have to get somebody and they'll be able to put them back in.
Yeah.
So now I know that I met you on YouTube. What made you start going on YouTube? I know a lot of people went to YouTube during COVID. COVID made a lot of people turn to socializing online because they couldn't go outside. Is that when you started going on, not just YouTube, but on IG? Because we met on IG. When did you start getting on IG?
I would say I've always been kind of like online ever since the internet, but I think COVID. Uh, I think it's just when you were bored, you had nothing to do, you couldn't go nowhere. I think that brought you more online. So I started looking more on YouTube. I started looking more, I didn't have an Instagram until COVID, to be honest. So when COVID had started, I started Instagram probably like maybe a month before or two or during. It was right around that time frame. And then uh, got more into it because I guess you had time to yourself. You had time, like either you were going home and coming to work and one or the other, and then you just had that time where you're chilling in the house, and you're not going to talk to your family members or significant others but so much, so you're going to hop on line to satisfy the rest of your mind frame, and that's what I did.
Now there are some stimulating conversations that happen on IG. I have to say, there's a lot of mess that can happen out there too. But
Yeah.
what's your take on that? I know that there are some very interesting rooms that people can go into, and a lot of good people. I met a lot of good people. But there was a young lady who actually had a live tonight. I thought it was so interesting. It was while we postponed, and she was talking. Do you think IG is getting ghetto?
Is it getting ghetto? Uh, Honestly, I think it may not be purely ghetto because I think you're following who you follow. So I guess depending on your followers and how extreme each one is, those are the lives that you're probably going to go into, from what I could tell. So in all actuality, it's only as ghetto as who you follow. You get what I'm saying?
Or as the individual, right?
Yeah,
As the
individual.
individual themselves. And it's probably not all. And go ghetto. Like she said something interesting. She talked about it from the definition of ghetto being about the culture. You know what I'm saying? And one of the interesting things I love about social media is you do get to you meet people from all walks of life. And one of the things I tell people is you have to understand uh, you have a choice. You have a choice when you do anything. You can choose to engage. You can choose to unfollow. You can choose to block. So you're not forced to deal with anybody out there. And I
And
think that we just have to make sure that as adults, we monitor any young people or any individuals that should not be on there because they're followers or because they might be susceptible to some of the negativity that could affect them if they have mental health issues. But other than that, it's very stimulating to the mind. I do agree. It can be very interesting.
yeah,
Now, then there's YouTube, and I understand you have a YouTube channel that you've created. Tell me about that.
yeah, it's a Dark Void. Uh, I see you got a B in there, but it's a V. But
Is
uh,
it V? I'm trying to
yeah,
get this thing right. So where's the V?
yeah,
Oh, void, like a
V,
void.
yeah,
Okay, I got what you're saying. Like
yeah,
void, like you're gonna void.
yeah, Dark Void. Yeah,
Oh, okay, now
that's
I got what you're
cool.
saying. I understand. I couldn't figure out what the heck you were saying. So now I
And,
think I got it right. So
yeah,
you mean dark void. No,
yeah,
wait a
Dark
minute.
Void.
It's not. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it.
You got it. You
Okay, so what's the concept behind that?
Oh, it's just I always wanted to do a YouTube, and finally I said, you know what? Let me try doing one that I'm interested in doing, which was basically making content about stuff I'm interested in, which is like technology, myths, uh, uh, horror stories, crime stories, and that was the concept of it. Like the dark side of like a lot of
So
things.
is that right? Do I have that right
Yeah,
now?
you have it correct. That's correct.
So you like the dark. I remember one time we was on live one time. You said something crazy. I don't remember what it was you talked about, and that makes sense now that I think about what you said, and now that you say this is what you like. So when you were a child, did you like scary movies and stuff like that?
Yeah, I like scary movies, but I really like sci-fi. Like I love like
Mysteries and
you
all that stuff.
World War, not World War. What is it? War of the Worlds and the Invisible Man, the Incredible Shrinking Man. Uh, Clash of the Titans. You know, um,
Oh, okay.
I love all that horror stuff. American Wolf in London.
So
Jack
on your channel,
stuff.
what will you do? Will you be talking about these movies and talking about going into the actors and the actresses, or exactly what will you do on your
Oh
channel?
no, what I'm doing is I'm taking some of the stuff like say aliens. So I'll basically take like photos, videos. I'll try to edit it best as I can, and I'll voice over it, explaining how I feel about the situation. And then I ask the viewer at the end, maybe what do you feel about it? Do you think this is going to happen? You know, or this is another tell in our history. So I like, I don't know if it's gonna hit or not, but that's something that I like to do. So I figured, hey, you know what? Why not try something I like to do and see
There
if
you go. There you go. Because you know what? It's about you being happy. So,
yeah.
what else is it going to take you to be happy? Are you planning on finding happiness with a mate sometime soon? Another wife or another significant other?
Well, right now I'm single. I have nobody, that I'm official with or anything like that. So, I'm open minded. Um, right now, I wouldn't say there's any prospects. I mean, there's people that I've talked to, but it doesn't seem like it's like going anywhere. So, like I said, I'm open minded. If a nice woman comes my way, then yeah, I wouldn't mind dating or becoming more serious. I'm open minded enough to see where it goes.
So, let me ask you this. If there's a woman who comes back and does this replay and they see Ace, Star, or Gary Miller, what do you want them to know about you? What are you looking for?
Uh, wow. I mean, I think my mindset's changed a lot in the last couple of years about a lot of things because I've grown as a person. I've learned a lot, but I mean, at the core of it, I want someone that I could talk to about anything. Like that part of the relationship is where we can just vibe. The conversation is flowing, and we can we can pretty much tell each other everything. And I think that's what I seek in a partner. Um, I seek someone that believes in me, and they believe that I won't hurt them. You know what I'm saying? They believe that, hey, you know what? I know that he has my back 100%, and hopefully, with that, I feel the same way about them. Um,
What does the ideal woman look like for you that you would be attracted to?
I mean, I would love to have a woman that looks really nice. I mean, I guess most men would, but I don't. They don't have to technically be a very pretty woman. I think she definitely has to know how to dress, know how to fit the environments that she's in. She knows how to be a lady in certain places and aspects, but she also knows how to have fun. She also knows how to be sexy. Um, and in private time, she knows how to be freaky. So I think
Uh oh.
if I come across a woman that knows how to turn those things on and off and knows where to read the room and read the situation, then that'll be perfect for me. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Can she have children or do you want somebody with no children?
Mm, I mean, I would love to have one more because I do want a son, but she doesn't have to. I'm older now, so like it's like it doesn't really have much of a big factor, maybe like it did 10 years ago per se. But I'm open minded.
Wow. And about what age would you say you would be willing to date? Because
Uh,
you're how old now?
I'm 47, so I mean, I'm willing to date somebody probably I would say 38 to probably my age. You know, I mean, if
38 to 47.
they're a little older, that's cool too. Like I said, it depends on where their mindset is at, and um, do they trust me?
And then I think you told me once before, you also, you were into nurturing because you took care of one of your parents or something, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah. My stepfather, who I consider my father, he had cancer, so I came to stay with him and my mom. He died in um October 25th, 2021. So
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. So you want someone who is going to be there if you was to get sick or something like that. Did that ever cross your mind? Is that something that you thought about? Someone who is going to be there for the long haul?
I mean, I never thought about it. I never thought really about it. Like, I mean, I've probably pictured my mind that, hey, that person, you know, they'll probably be there for you when you're sick. But to actually witness my mother taking care of my stepfather while he's sick, the seeing the reality of it, that really let me know how powerful that is because she could have gave up a long time ago. She could have just said, "Hey, you know what? Let me send you to a nursing home, or let me send you to the VA hospital." And she actually abide by his wishes, which he wanted to die at home. He didn't want to stay in the hospital, and she took care of him. It was really 99% her, 1% me. That's the way I look at it. Like she kept that man alive probably 2-3 years longer than he should have been alive. And I just came in as support when they needed me. You know what I'm saying? And um, yes, I would love to have a woman that cares for me like how my mother cares for him. Like that's in my reality, that's true love.
Yes,
Like,
yes, yes.
I know this man used to be a strong, tall man, or he doesn't have to be tall, but in his case, he was a strong, tall man, and he worked hard, and he had his, he knew how to spend his money and not spend his money and save. Like she decides, like, you know what, I'm gonna honor this man as his wife and as his partner, and I'm gonna look out for him, and that's powerful because
Yes.
people are so fleeting nowadays. People don't even want to deal with you if you bought them the wrong hamburger. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Wow. That's deep. Now I have to commend you because you said you stepped in for support. There's so many families. I was a caregiver too. There's so many families that don't have support. There's so many families that and so many individuals like your mom that does it by themselves. So I just want to take my hat off to you for rearranging your life and coming back to help them. That's really very noble of you. And that says a lot for who you are as a person. So I sincerely hope that you find someone that has those characteristics that will meet you right where you are so that you can have a complete life and have all those things that you desire, including a son. Including a son. What you gonna teach you? You want a little boy so you can teach him how to play basketball and do all that stuff.
Oh
Now, let me ask you this. Do you know how to braid your daughter's hair?
no, I don't. I don't. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't. Um, I just know that I can give the proper guidance, best of my ability. Even like my oldest daughter, like I want to talk to her about like, yo, this is what you need to look out for because she's about to be 14 in May. So like I said, I just paid for her to get a physical for cheerleading class, and it just blew my mind. Like, damn, cheerleader,
So you
like
have two daughters?
yeah.
Wow, it's 14, and how old is the youngest one?
She gonna turn 3.
Wow, wow. No chance of you staying with the 3 year olds, mom, huh?
Nah, we're going 2 different pathways. She wants her freedom, and I want a family, and
Yes.
so
Yeah.
and
Two
that's all
different things.
I say. That's because I don't want to offend her if she ever was to watch this, but I'll put like this: she wants her freedom, and hey, only I could do is respect it.
That's right. Well, I
Yeah.
like that. I like the fact that you respect her for what she wants. The lesson that I think is in that is that people need to have a deeper conversation before they get with people. Would you agree?
Yeah, because some people can show you something that's not really true. I mean, not to knock her, but in her case, she showed me something that really wasn't her. Maybe that's what she was used to. And it's not just her. There's a lot of people out there like that. Some people show you certain things, and as time goes on, you learn that this is the real reality of what
Wow.
they want and what their life is. I think if people were more transparent, like even in her, if she was more transparent with me, then that leaves the decision in my hands. Do I want to continue this relationship or do I want it to go further? Um, I think if more people were transparent and more people, I mean, I know you're not going to tell everybody everything, but I'm talking about somebody that you're in a serious relationship with. I believe that all serious relationships, that person deserves a true explanation about
Right.
where you want to
Right.
go and where you see a relationship going, and I think that will kill a lot of the anger and hate and violence that we see in a lot of these communities because it's just a lot of lies being thrown around and they thinking that's cool because that's what I need to do
Right.
until I can control the situation or it's not controllable no more. And to me, you don't have to do that. If you're more tangible about what's going on or more upfront, then that leaves it in that person's, that would leave it in my or anyone else's place to say, okay, you know what? I can deal with who you are. So let's see where we can go. But if you're lying to me and you hit me with the whammy, then yeah, you're gonna cause traction.
Now, let me ask you something. That's interesting you said that, but I always say people need to not jump into bed so quick too, because once you jump into bed, then you're thinking totally different. You know what I mean? Because now you think about how they made you feel. You
Yeah.
know, all that other stuff goes out the window.
Well,
And I do.
it's
It
funny.
goes.
With me and her, we started out. Yes, I was attracted to her, but we it turned to like friends, and then it got back to attraction. So it was kind of weird. It was kind of like I flirted with her to get with her, but then I felt I was friend zoned, so I left it alone. But then she started flirting with me, and then it turned serious. But I think the thing is that I can see that happening to a lot of people where you don't really know where you at in the situation because you're thinking it's one way, but you don't really know what the other person's mindset is. That's why I say like people need to be more transparent to where you can say, look, this is who I am, this is where the relationship is going, or this is where I want to see the relationship go. Can you deal with me for who I am? And if I can deal with you for who you are and what you're about, then yeah, I can't see the relationship ending. I think the problem is when people lie about certain aspects of the relationship, then that's when you cause problems because you presented a certain image of yourself which you're not even at. You're living a secret identity.
So where do you think that came from? Why do you think people do that? Why can't people just be honest about who they are? Do you think society has created uh, it this way? I mean, society has made it so that there's an image that people have to have. I mean, what do you think caused it?
I mean, it started with probably a person telling the truth, and the truth was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you're telling me the truth." And then when that spread to some other people, they're like, "Look, you better lie." So the lie became better than the truth.
Mm,
And but ironically, a lot of people want to know the truth. So to me, to kill all of that, you're better off saying, "Hey, whatever you may be, if you're a streetwalker, say, hey, I'm a streetwalker. This is what I am. Can you deal with it? If you're a bank robber, I'm a bank robber. Can you deal with it?" And guess what? If that person can deal with it, they'll let you know.
that's right. That's right.
You know?
And now that they have all these lifestyles, like your poly lifestyles and all these different things, then people really are having their way, so to speak. You've been doing pretty good with the vaping now. You've been doing pretty good because I haven't seen you vaping and you just pulled it up. So you
I,
cut back some.
I cut back a lot, actually.
Good.
Right, right,
Congratulations.
right.
Good. Yeah. Because when he grabbed it, I said, "Oh wow, he cut back." Because you was it was there. It was always there. So that's so good.
Yeah.
How did you do that? What made you cut
Uh,
it back, and how did you stop or
uh,
slow down?
well, I've been hearing a lot from everybody. So like the Vibe Tribe, family, friends, you know, dentists, stuff of that nature. Like, hey, cut back on that because it's probably going to affect you later on. It's going to affect your mouth. It's going to affect your heart. Uh, you know, you might not see it now. You probably see it later. So I'm trying my best to cut back. Like smoking and stuff like that.
That's good because it's nicotine, right?
Yes, it's some nicotine in there. Yes.
Yes, nicotine. So I'm proud of you. Just think of your daughters. Picture your daughters. I
Yeah.
remember when my dad said before he passed away that I had helped prolong his life. He did wind up getting lung cancer later on, but I had him stop smoking like years before that, probably 50 years before that. And so it makes a difference. Picture your daughter.
Yeah.
Picture your daughter. That'll help you. Every time you go to look at it, picture her, and that'll help you. You know. So Ace, what do you want now that you are there and your stepdad passed away. How long are you gonna stay there in Georgia, or are you thinking about moving and you think about going and
Honest,
starting another part of your life somewhere else?
I mean, I'll be honest. I would love to meet a woman that understands my situation, which is probably not going to probably happen. But I don't want to leave my mom like that. I'm gonna be honest. I'll let the world know. Like, no, I don't want to leave her like that because out of all my siblings, I'm the one that has probably the most freedom to be with her. At the same time, I still got to work. I still got to handle business, but you know, I can't see her being in a home and stuff like that. And so I'd rather be here with her.
That's so special.
And yes, I might get judged on it. I might get called different things for it, but hey,
No, no. You
you
think somebody's gonna call your mama's boy or something?
I mean, I heard little stuff here and there and like disagrees with women, but but at the end of the day, I made my mind up probably pretty much last year. No matter what nobody says, like, hey, I'm gonna stay with her until she decides what she wants to do. You know?
You
And
wanna make sure she's good
yeah, I'm gonna make
until she tells you I'm okay.
yeah.
Is
And,
it okay if I ask how old your mom is?
she just turned 87 in January.
Oh wow,
And,
yes,
'cause my mom had me in my 40s. So it throws people
yes,
off. See her, they see me. But
yes.
yeah, she had me. Actually, they told her not to have me because she was so.
Wow.
They said that I would come out retarded or special needs. Well, at the time retarded, but now special needs. So they
Yes.
told her that she should get an abortion, and she said no. She said I'm gonna have him regardless of how he comes out. I'll look after him. So, as you see, I'm not.
Nothing wrong. And so now you get
Wait,
to
wait,
return the favor. And now you get to be there for her.
yeah,
And that's a beautiful thing that almost 90 years old. That's a blessing.
yeah, almost.
That's
Oh,
such a blessing.
yeah,
You know.
and
So
she's still able to walk around. She basically still has her mental functions and everything. So she's blessed, and I can't see myself leaving her. I can't see myself leaving, especially after my father died, which is still fresh. You
that's
know,
right.
it was a year and a half ago. That time flew by fast, but it's like it still feels like yesterday.
I'm sure it does. And guess what? Most women want a man that treats their mom good.
Yeah,
So the way you treat your mom, that right there is very attractive. That right there is going to make a woman go, wow, you know. And so somebody might watch this video and go, oh my goodness,
yeah.
he is a heck of a man. That's
I
a good
was
guy.
there, even like my ex-wife, I was there for her when she had what's the surgery? They had to go into her uterus. I had to
A
drive.
hysterectomy?
Not a hysterectomy. It was something else. I guess to check to see if she needed one. I guess, and I drove all the way up to where she at. Damn near
Wow.
to take her to the hospital. We're not.
Wow.
But she's
Ladies,
mother of my
are
child.
y'all hearing this? Like, okay,
You know,
that's amazing,
so
Ace. You a good guy. You a
yeah,
good guy. So what are your strengths? I mean, I know you ever watch Kendra G. Sometimes when Kendra G does her interview, she'll ask the guy, "Why do you think a woman would be lucky, or why what's something that you bring to the table?" But you just gave us reasons why. I mean, when you talk about how you're gonna stand by your mother, when you talk about how you drove there to be with your ex-wife, man, that right there is powerful.
I mean, I look at it like this. Like, even if I'm not wishing it on myself, but let's say I had a third baby mama, even if we didn't work out, I would still, even if I didn't like her, I'm gonna be honest, I would still be there for her because, hey, we have a child together. Hey, you know what? I don't want my child to be mad or upset at the world that, hey, my father didn't come help my mother. You know what I'm saying? But also I do it because I'm a good person. Like I really couldn't technically hear someone begging to me and I just ignore them. You know what I'm saying? Per se. Um,
Wow.
for me to ignore you, that means that you did a lot of bad stuff to where I just can't even talk to you no more.
Yeah, because you seem to be a very reasonable person. So, Ace, what else? What do you see yourself doing 3 years from now? Mom is around. You got mom straight. What does Ace want to do?
I mean, honestly, I I've been thinking about dwelling into the internet realm. Like, hey, people say I could talk well, I'm entertaining. I would love to get into that. I also would like to write a book or draw a comic book because I could draw. So I'm looking to dive more into those spectrums. You know what I'm saying? To see if I can make that happen and make it pop. Because I would love to do a comic book. I would love to do animation, or do something like that. Because that's always been something that I was into, even from a young age. So I would love to get into that field.
I was gonna ask you, was you interested in animation because you brought up that you were interested in those other uh horror movies and stuff like that, you know. And what other things do you enjoy to do when you're not
Uh,
doing?
I mean, sometimes I like to hang out. I do. I hit like the little local bars or clubs in the area, but sometimes I like to do things outside the box. I know I would still love to do the escape room out here in Georgia. Um, I did iFly with my daughter a couple years ago, but I think I would like to do that again. They got the Porsche Escape out here, a Porsche Experience. I mean, out here in Georgia, I think I would love to do that. But then outside of that, like as you know, we got the Vibe Tribe event coming out in August, so I'm trying to prepare for that because I want to come out there and see if I can meet all of y'all. So that'd be wonderful, you know. So I'm very open minded, but also have a laid back side to me. Sometimes I like to just chill and watch Netflix or Amazon Prime or watch YouTube videos. So I have that um
Are you
in
into sports?
aspect to me. Yeah, I like sports a little bit too.
Yeah, a Steeler fan.
Yeah, Steelers.
I
I love
see
boxing.
that hat. Yeah. Did you play sports?
Nah, not really. Like I play basketball a little bit, but not really. I got
No,
into
not organized sports.
yeah. I got into sports like late in age, and then like I couldn't really do anything because hey, I was in 12th grade, so it was like it's too late now. So like I got to a lot of sports really late, you know.
Wow, that's it. You know. Well, I really do believe that you are a good guy. You know what I'm saying? I always enjoy conversating with you when I see you on live. And I think even more talking to you, hearing about, your family, man. So I think I totally hope that you find what you're looking for. I really do.
I
And who knows, you might find it at the Vibe Tribe meetup. You never know. Or you might find it at another meetup. Yeah, Trail is putting together an awesome event. Definitely, I think that's
yeah
going to be pretty cool. And I do know that there are quite a few people that's going out there, so I think that's going to be pretty interesting.
yeah
You traveled extensively too while you was in the military, right? In the
yeah.
Navy. So where have you gone that you were just totally amazed that it was just a beautiful place, or you just really wasn't enjoying the culture?
I say Portugal was amazing because it seemed very multicultural, like New York. That's what I liked about it. I seen all different colors of people. They were speaking Portuguese. Some speak English, but like I was amazed by that. Um, Dubai before it got popular.
Really? So you was in Dubai years ago?
Yeah, years before they nobody would even knew what the hell that is out here until whatever Instagram person went out there. But I was out there before it, nobody even thought about it.
Was you stationed out there?
No, 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 no. I was out there during the war.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's nice as far as like seeing like, hey, these Arabic people have all this expensive stuff in the desert. Like that was cool. Um, Cons France.
What about on the Caribbean? Any Caribbean islands you enjoy?
Canary Islands was excellent. That's like right outside of Africa. I had a
Mm.
that. I've been to St. Thomas, but those are the only two islands I've been to. Diego Garcia, but nobody probably won't know what that is. Uh, been to Canada a few
I
times.
haven't been to Canada. Have you been to
Oh, you?
Niagara Falls?
Yeah, been to Niagara Falls.
Is it pretty?
It's pretty. It's nice.
So, what's the most adventurous thing that you've ever done
Adventurous?
outside of the military? You personally?
Uh, I think the most adventurous thing I did was swim with the dolphins. That was different, even though that doesn't sound adventurous, but to me at the time it was like that's.
Yeah. I
Uh,
almost did it, but I didn't. So, did you put on? You have to put the thing on your snorkel and all that stuff. You don't
no,
have to do that when you go down for that.
had a life vest on, and they showed you how to ride their fin, and hold on to their fin, or their skin felt like leather. To me, it felt like leather, and then
It wasn't scary for you, right?
a little bit, because like even though you think of dolphins not being violent, in my head I was like, wow, I'm in this big pool with dolphins, like it was.
Now, were they swimming around you too, other than the one you were on or whatever?
Yeah, they were swimming around. They train. I guess they were trained real well. That was different for me. The helicopter ride with the military, that was different. That was adventurous.
Have you ever jumped out of a helicopter?
Oh no, I never did none of that.
You don't want to do it.
Nah, that's more like Army or Navy SEALs or stuff like that, like airborne. I wasn't none of that. I worked on a flight deck. That was adventurous because like firefighter training, learning about fires. Sometimes we had to put out real fires that they made. So our training. So I've seen a lot of stuff.
You look like you could be a fireman. You, for some reason, you look like you could. I could see you as a fireman type.
Yeah,
Have you ever thought about being a fireman?
I did when I first got out, but
Wow,
I was
I
trying to
mean,
I was trying to work at the airport, but they said no, you had to be. They said you had to work at the actual, I guess what they call, like their version of the civilian firefighters. You got to put your work in with them before you can get work at the airport, because the airport is considered a cush job.
wow, that's amazing. You said that you actually thought about it because I said you look like you could be a fireman.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, let me ask you this. I always ask people this question: what would you like people to know about Garry Miller, aka Ace? What is it that people don't know about you that if somebody was to say, "Yeah, I know Garry," what do you want them to say about you?
Uh, I believe in loyalty. Um, I know things can happen and people could probably believe that you're not loyal because of certain situations, a story not being told correct. But I believe in loyalty. I believe being there for my friends and family best as I can. Um, I believe in being transparent, which means being as truthful as you possibly can be, especially you know how you present yourself or situations. I believe in hard work. I mean, I know that we're gonna have our lazy days and days that we want to get up, but I believe that the only way you're gonna get it is by working hard, best as you can. And I want to inspire people. I don't like to hear anybody being down. I want them to know that look, you're loved, you're respected. You can make this happen. You know, regardless of what this person told you or these people told you, that you can fight, you can do it. You know what I'm
Wow,
saying? Yeah.
wow, that's really kind of cool. Well, I thank you so much for sharing that. Like I said, man, I think you're a good guy. So I hope that everything that you're looking for, that you find it. And I'll be looking for you on that YouTube channel. I'm actually going to tag your YouTube channel with this so that you can share it over there as well if you want. Uh,
Okay.
and of course, it'll be shared on all the platforms. But I just want to thank you for taking time to come
Oh,
and for just being who you are. You know what I'm saying? You uh stand up guy, man. A stand up guy,
thank
definitely. So, and I can't wait to see who that young lady is when she popped up. It's gonna be a good one. Be patient. Be patient. The right one will come. So I'm glad you're not
you.
rushing. The right one will come. You know, it's hard sometimes to be patient, but it's
Yeah.
a virtue. You know. But we are going to get ready to get up out of here because it's been a crazy day for me for sure. And I just want to
I
thank
know.
you so much. And I will be looking out to see some more of those animations on the Dark Boy channel over there on YouTube. Y'all follow him on YouTube,
Yep.
and go and tell the people how they can reach you on IG. Is
Oh
it the name that we have right there that you're showing? A Star,
yeah.
right?
A star, but it's ACE_star STARR7 at Instagram. So,
Now, do you still go live? Because you were going live a couple times. Do you still? But it's kind of spontaneous, right?
yeah, I usually go live late at night, but
Late, like late
yeah,
morning.
yeah,
Then the freaks come out at
yeah,
night.
yeah.
Well, you be having
They just
some
call me the
you
Ace.
be having some show enough
I,
live conversations.
yeah, me too. Like it's just like we talking normal stuff, but then it ends up going left. So I gotta
Well, you
go.
know, look at the hours. When you come out at a certain time, that's what you're gonna draw.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what you be doing. I didn't mean to. You know exactly what you be doing. But yeah, man, keep doing what you're doing, man. And
All
even in those hours, because there's times when I pop in. Because sometimes people can't sleep.
right.
Sometimes they just, the notification go off and you come out. You see, oh, let me see what such
Yeah.
talking about.
Sometimes I have
And
some good stuff going on. So
yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. And sometimes, it's good because sometimes it might be like I think it was last night I popped into a mental health check-in.
yeah.
So it was a late night mental health check-in, which turned out to be powerful. Because
Wow.
sometimes in the late night is when people struggle.
Yeah. Yeah.
When they're alone and they have those thoughts and they have stuff going on with them. So the late night is a good time for people to be out there because it does help others.
That's funny you said that because I seen a YouTube, like how a random the commercial will pop up, but the commercial was almost like a video of a video, and the guy was talking about how much sleep affects people. It affects your weight. It affects your day. Like everything. So like if you don't get this certain amount of hours of sleep or comfortable sleep, you will be messed up in the head, or physically. So yeah.
Or too much sleep can mess you
Yeah.
up too. Some people don't get a lot of sleep.
Yeah.
So, there's that medium. Some people say they gotta have 4 hours, 6 hours. It just depends. I can sometimes go with less and sometimes I get more. So it just
Yeah.
really depends. But the bottom line is you have to get your rest.
Yeah,
It's not
definitely.
always about the sleep. It's about the rest. There's a difference. There's a difference. Ace, I want to thank you so much for coming out. Those of you for coming and listening, man, go check out my man Ace. Go check him out on IG. Go check him out on his YouTube channel. And ladies, it's another good man out here. There are still some good ones left. Go check out Mr. Garry Miller. He's available. He told you, if you heard what he said about how he feels about his mom, how he feels about his daughters, oh my goodness, another one. Don't let him slip through your fingers, okay? You definitely want to check him out. Garry Miller is a good guy, y'all. We're going to see you next time. This Sunday, we got Jamaica Jatoy. Jamaica Jatoy this Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern on Storytime. Until then, I want to thank you so much. Make sure you
Thank you.
contact me if you'd like to get your story told. Contact me. We will help you tell your story. All right. In the meantime, just be sure to like, share, and comment, and subscribe to the channel. Storytime with Shout Crystal. All right. We'll see you next time. God bless. Have a good one. I'm Crystal Bodie Smith, your Hope Catalyst. Have an amazing evening, Ace. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Peace and blessings to you. See y'all next time on Storytime. Keep hope alive. Bye-bye.